All right, so here we are in Google Classroom under the Classwork tab. I notice a lot of students working from Stream. That's a bad idea. That's just too sloppy. You want to be in Classwork, and of course, you should have headings for each of the units. We're done with code.org. We're moving into Tinkercad, and if you click on the assignment down here, first thing you're going to do is click on this tab. It's a link to Tinkercad. You can see up here in the address bar, tinkercad.com. I suppose you could pop open a new tab and just type in Tinkercad. So first thing we're going to do is click sign in. We're not going to join now. We're going to sign in the top right corner. And we are going to sign in with Google. We're already logged into Google because we're using our Chromebooks or our Gmail. It may ask you to reconfirm which account you're using, and that's fine. Your RockyHillPS.com. All right. Oh, happy birthday, Tinkercad. Look at that. Who knew? 10 years old. I'll get rid of that. Now, all of this business you see down here, all of these things, that's because I've been doing Tinkercad for a long, long time. But you should see something when you click that says My Recent Designs here in the corner. It'll say something like Create New Design. What's really important is up here in the top right where it has classes, galleries, blog, learning, all this other stuff. Here's your account settings and all that business. Learn, though. We're students. We're learning Tinkercad. So click on that. And we're going to look at starters. There are basically three different types of things we can do in Tinkercad. We can do starters, which are like warm-ups. I was talking to a student last period. I said, hey, in your soccer team, do you warm up before you play a game? And she said, of course. I said, well, that's what starters are. They're warm-ups. Later on, after we're warmed up, we'll be doing lessons, which are tutorials that teach you how to do certain things. And then toward the end, we'll be doing projects, okay? Right now, we're going to do starters, and it kind of defaults to that. It's already showing us the starters. It shows us 4, but down here, it says see all starters. I want to do that. There used to only be 7, but now there are 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I wonder if that has something to do with it being the 10th birthday of Tinkercad. But anyway, you're going to start with the first one. It's called Place It. And I will say, if you've done Tinkercad before, maybe you did it in the module lab before COVID, or you did some last year remotely with Mr. Benson or myself, you know what? Some of this stuff is going to be familiar, and you should be able to fly right through it. All right? So I'm going to click on Place It and just do one of these first activities just so you kind of get an idea. All right? Now, this is what a typical Tinkercad screen looks like. This blue grid down here is called the work plane. It says work plane right there. And I can move my work plane around, and this is things you'll learn how to use. But basically, that's the ground or floor or tabletop that you're going to be working on if you want to think of it that way, okay? Now, for these starters, all your instructions are over here on the left column. Welcome to Tinkercad, blah, blah, blah. Let's add a shape. So down here, number 1, see the orange shape on the work plane? Look at that. It's an orange shape. It's got orange lines all around it. Number 2, this is a hint. Hints help you guide you get started. Number 3, find the box shape in the Shapes panel on the right side of the screen. So I go over my right side of the screen. Here's my Shapes panel, and there's something called Box. So I'm going to left click. You see how I'm reading and then doing? Drag this over, line it up so it's exactly over the orange lines, and let go. And now I have a box there. Cool. And let's see, are there any others? I might have to scroll down. Continue to the next step. So I'm going to click on the next button here. I did it. Look at that. Fireworks and everything. And now it is done. And I can click that. It will take me to the next activity. Now, sometimes for some people, these are already showing up as done. If you click the reset button here, it'll reset it and you can do the activities over again. Even if you've done these before, maybe last year, I would say you want to go through all these activities just as a warm-up, okay? So there are 10 of these guys. The instructions over here will tell you what to do, and you're going to learn lots of skills that's going to make it much easier to create things in Tinkercad which is what we're going to be doing for the next few weeks. If you get stuck, you can always ask your teacher for help. But most of this is set up to be self-directed. In other words, you're going to work independently by yourself, reading, following the instructions. And to be honest, these first few times you're doing Tinkercad, folks, you're going to make a lot of mistakes, and mistakes are good. Did you hear that? Mistakes are good if you learn from them. So go ahead. Don't be afraid to try things, click on things, mess around. Sometimes we use the word playing. And as long as you're playing with a purpose and you're learning new things, these first 10 activities are a great place for you to just kind of experiment and try to figure out just how this Tinkercad program or app works. All right? Have fun and try to complete all 10 of those starters.